Hello, my name is Celia Waters, and I'm a senior associate at Saxe, Doernberger, and Vita. I'm here today with Jeffrey Vita, the co-founding member of SDV, for this month's Partner Spotlight. Jeff is based out of our Northeast office in Connecticut and has been practicing law for 31 years, 27 of which have been exclusively representing policyholders. So Jeff, thanks for speaking with me today.
Thank you,
And
Celia.
what interests you in insurance coverage?
Well, that's a very open-ended question. I think first and foremost, it's the niche practice that really interested me at first. We realized early on when we were handling insurance coverage cases that there were many firms that represented the insurance industry in coverage matters, but there were very few firms that concentrated in representing the policyholder side. So that right away interested me because I liked the feel of that niche practice. And secondarily, we learned a lot about construction, real estate, product liability and manufacturing, power and energy, hospitality. We learned about all these underlying claims for which our clients were seeking coverage. So it was kind of a fun practice area because you were doing not only the coverage, but also a little bit about the underlying case. And it really allows you to be creative in that respect, to make creative coverage arguments. And so those really stand out to me as getting me interested or getting me hooked on the insurance coverage as a practice area.
Next question is, what would you say motivates you?
Okay. When I think about that, I think that I have a strong desire to find the right answer for the client. That's always been kind of a motivating factor for me personally and professionally. I always want to find that right answer. It's almost like seeking justice in a way. In connection with the insurance coverage, as I mentioned before about very few firms doing the policyholder side, to me, there's a David and Goliath aspect to it, which really motivates me. So for example, early on, when we started doing the insurance coverage, we realized that we were going up against firms that had hundreds of lawyers. And in the early days, we had a handful of 3, 4, 5, 6 lawyers. And we're going up against national firms that had literally hundreds of lawyers who could easily out-resource us. So that David and Goliath aspect I found very exciting and clearly motivated me because I wanted to perform well for the client. And I can just remember in the early days, looking back, you'd walk into a courtroom and you'd have a Redwell that I may have written in with a marker on in terms of the client and the file. And you're at counsel table and opposing counsel from this giant firm has a large leather bound briefcase with the firm name and his initials stitched into the top. So, that David and Goliath thing was certainly a motivating factor for me.
When you started SDV, did you think did you think you would be here for 25 years or more?
To answer honestly, probably not. It was hard to predict back then, in the mid 90s, whether we could thrive in this practice area going up against the larger firms. But we were kind of excited to embark on the new journey in this exciting and really untapped area of insurance coverage, certainly in Connecticut at the time, because there weren't many firms doing that. So it was hard to see the future. We really simply wanted to have a practice that had a singular focus of insurance coverage, produce high quality work that would eventually attract sophisticated clients. So in a nutshell, that was the business plan. Nothing really more formal than that. And looking back, I mean, our success now lends credence to that original simple business plan of doing high quality work and attracting sophisticated clients. So no, I probably didn't see this level of success, but I knew that the practice area was a strong one, and I knew that we were well positioned for that niche. And I just thought once you do good work, clients will come, and I think that's kind of proven out.
What does SDV mean to you?
First and foremost, I think it means to me an open environment where we have an exciting practice area. We have a lot of very bright attorneys that collaborate with each other, and we can be rewarded for our hard work in these cases. So an exciting, rewarding, and collaborative place to work, I guess that would be one of the things that comes to mind. The other thing that comes to mind is an atmosphere that supports and encourages creativity, intellectual curiosity, and each attorney's personal and professional development. If you're strong, we're strong, and we can be strong together. So I think all of those things together define SDV for me. And I also, I want it to be a place where attorneys want to go to spend their careers.
Great. And name one thing on your bucket list.
Well, I've always had an affinity for classic cars. So when I slow down, I think I'd like to buy and restore a classic car. Maybe, my first car was a 1966 Mustang Coupe. So I'd like to restore an older car, maybe a Mustang, maybe a Dodge Challenger, cars that I really grew to love when I was a teenager. So that's probably something that's on my bucket list for the future.
Great. Thanks, Jeff. And to everyone listening, stay tuned for more of these partner spotlights.
Thank you, Celia.